expectations.
Morning, class.
Coming up in Working Class Heroes this week, there was a do-or-die Cell C Community Cup affair on the East Rand live on SuperSport. Defending champions Dispatch and Roodepoort became the first clubs to win 3 matches in 2014. And rugby was the winner in Wellington as Roses United hosted Centurion. Thursday night, Club Rugby made its first appearance on your World of Champions as Boksburg made the short 15.5-kilometer trip to Bosman Stadium for the eagerly awaited East Rand derby against bitter rivals Brakpan.
Vandag gaan jy speel tot 80 minute verby is. Okay, 100%. Niks anders nie.
Hierdie manne, ek worry nie wat het hulle al bereik nie. Hulle het dieselfde span verloor as ons. Hulle is mense 2 bene, 2 arms, selfs goed as ons.
Big players stand up on occasions like this without anybody asking them to. That's what they do. Okay, they go out there and destroy. It's in their nature. Dis hulle doen, boys. Dis hulle kos hier. So jy besluit, as jy 'n groot speler is, gaan jou leeu vanaand uitkom.
Bosman! Yes! Bosman! Yes! Bosman! Yes! 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 Yes!
It's Cell C Community Cup Rugby, and we're at home to Brakpan against Boksburg at the Bosman Stadium. This is where they need the patience. Hendrik decides to go down that short side. Wonderful run and try by the big lock forward, Dean van der Merwe. Adams, lovely step in by the live wire fullback, and he's away. Can he accelerate away? Gets the ball on the inside. Super ball on the inside. And a lovely little run here from Dumbo. Oh, Dumbo takes it all away.
Wat is die reël as jy in die verdedigingslyn staan? Dan werk jy jou pad terug. Jy staan daar in rus. Hulle gaan jou elke keer daar klop. Elke keer, my maat.
Wat ek wil eens moet doen is, ons moet net hier, ons gaan nie opgee nie. Daar is baie fighting sport. So kom ons chill. Fight ons jou, so speel op die regte plekke van die park. Kom we get it and we penalize the penalty or try.
It's gone astray. Dunbar comes away with it. Has he got the post to go all the way? Can he outrun his man? Did it very well. That's a beautiful move by him. Perfectly timed. I was looking for Adams. There he is. Dart on the inside. Beautiful show and go. And he's left Dunbar for cold. Well done by Boyson there. Then the boot ahead. This is now straight on. Turby straight on could really put the nail in the coffin and does so.
They say Super 15 derbies are tough. They must come to club rugby. They want to see tough rugby. A tough game.
Obviously, the home field, home crowd plays a huge role. But maybe after our first loss in the Community Cup, maybe we wanted just a bit more.
(2013) finalists Johnson College Rovers flew from King Shaka International to Bram Fisher International, a trip totaling more than 600 kilometers to Clive Solomon Stadium in Heidedal, where Bloemfontein Crusaders were waiting. The KZN champions had enjoyed a week off following their drubbing of EK Welkom and were the overwhelming favourites to make it 2 from 2.
Preparation is relevant easy for us. We had a long week of discussions between last week and this week, and obviously we want to win the game, and I think the guys are ready.
We played in the first week of the competition and then we had a bye the second week, so it's been quite interesting for us. It's given us a little bit of time to get in and work on a couple of things that we needed to. Yeah, we had a good start in the first game, had a good win, but there's a bit of an unknown to this game, so we've just gone out and stuck with what we want to get out of the game and what we want to do, so we've just gone according to our plans.
Rovers showed why they are so highly rated as early as the 3rd minute. Shannon Rick, Jeandre Small and Carl Wilkinson found Warwick Fenter, who is exactly where a good hooker should be, out on the wing. An 8-9 move from the back of the scrum gave Rick the time and space to fling a long pass out to Dusty Noble, who would enjoy a fruitful afternoon. Trailing 12-0, Isak Job took matters into his own hands with a delicate chip, which he pounced on himself. Dion Toliart reduced the deficit to 5 after 25 minutes. Despite being down to 14 following Dusty's less than noble yellow card, Rovers scored 2 tries. John Pretorius' 5-pointer was followed by Rick's touchdown. The number 9 following up after Jared Chiochetti's run down the right. Bonus point secured 24-7 at the break. The Durban club continued the onslaught upon resumption. Small produced a big effort, then Noble made it 2 for the afternoon after combining with his fly half. Rovers displayed their efficiency with their 7th try. Small's pinpoint grubber for Chiocchetti bouncing perfectly for the left winger. Running from everywhere, the visitors handed Crusaders their 2nd try when Pretorius' knock-on fell kindly for Jonathan Doucher. 14-45 after 57. That slight bump in the road did not deter Rovers, and Quinton Crockett handed off his way to the line to bring up the half-century. The former Lions flyer would complete his hat-trick after being put into space by Rick, Small and Crocker. Jos Danhauser slotted the conversion, 59-14. Pretoria scored his 2nd before Chiocchetti burst up the middle of the field. Small was on hand to deliver the final pass to Kirk Twine. Warren Randall added a 12th in the dying stages to complete the 78-14 rout.
It's a tough one for us, and we played against one of the best clubs in South Africa, College Rovers. But I think first half we played well, and then second half we lose some composure and then we lose it.
We stuck to our structures, and when we played our structure like we did in the second half, I think we doubled our points, if not tripled, from the first half. So structure was very important for us, yeah.
We travel from the Free State to the Eastern Cape, where Bridgeton made the longest trip of the week in Pool A, 650 kilometres from Oudtshoorn to East London. Kempston Old Selbornians were aiming to maintain their 100% record, while the visitors were seeking a first victory to keep their slim hopes alive of qualifying for George.
Look, obviously last week a little bit tight with Springboks. This week we hope to keep possession of the ball. Obviously we're playing a team that we don't know, and the best way to play these teams is to starve them of possession and keep running at them.
We've decided this week that we need to work on our defense. We struggle against Barbarians, we struggle against the Spets last weekend. The Spets are a very good side, they're not the champions for nothing. So we're up for this game. I think we have a chance this week.
Following 4 Craig Shon penalties, it took half an hour for the home side to break the shackles. After Craig Green fractured the defence, he popped the ball up to Richard Osner, who failed to make the line, but his fellow lock Craig Gombert was on hand to complete the sequence. Curtis Kleinhan scored their 2nd 4 minutes later for a 24-0 advantage, and then precise passing from Shon, Andre van Niekerk and Jack van Coller sent Bradley Burkholtz away from the halfway line. The number 9 added the extra 2 for a 29-0 lead. Old Boys secured their bonus point before half-time, Gombert with his 2nd thanks to Warren Riley's quick throw-in.
We're still not 100%. We're still not firing on all the cylinders at Macca said. It's not a complete game yet.
Julle kan steeds vir 40 minute van uit die game uit kry. Wat julle uit die game uit wil gaan hê. Ek kan op 3 vingers speel, boys. 3 ouens. Wat hulle kan, and that's that.
With the result beyond doubt at 36-0, the second half was more sedate. Burkholz did score his second in the 57th, before reserve scrum half Graham September finally opened the SVAD champions account 10 minutes later. 41-7 the final score, with the border champs looking good in Pool A.
There's no excuses really. We just didn't pitch today. A lot of work for next week against Spring Roses.
Came away here with 5 points. Guys gave it to me first half already. But then second half, I think we fell asleep. Well, they just began to run at us and created some holes in my defense. Also something I need to work very hard this week on again. But otherwise, excellent performance, all-round performance by the team.
Down the road in dispatch, the defending champions would all but secure qualification with victory over Mossel Bay Barbarians, who were coming off a bye after their round 1 win over fierce rivals Bridgeton. The home side were on the board in the 10th minute. 8th man Jaco Swanepoel was involved in the move twice before Marlon Lewis fed Stefan Deisel for the opener. Monty Dumont kicked a conversion for a 7-0 lead. The visitors then took advantage when inside centre Leslie London intercepted the ball following his opposite number's handling error. Right winger Jerome Philly still had a lot of work to do, but he shrugged off some weak tackles and took a defender over the line. Mornay Base missed the conversion while Dumont added another 3. The fly half then stretched the lead to 12 points with his solo effort at the half-time whistle. The Barbars' defence held out until the 71st as the EP reps were hunting 2 more tries. Replacement Renier Erasmus scored his 3rd, and then with 2 minutes to play, Leslie Leiters, Dumont, Dion Basson and Jaco Becker combined to send Basil de Donker in for the bonus point, wrapping up a comfortable 31-5 victory.
I think we give everything we had. All credit to the Spets. They are a good team. They are actually champions of this RC Community Cup. But I think well done to my boys. We've tried hard. I think we give all what we've got. Just work on the breakdowns where they beat us. And I think next time we're up to it.
Well, we're happy with the win. We scored 4 tries, 5 with a bonus point, so 5 points in the bag. So now, well, there's a couple of things we must work on. The conditions wasn't that well. You know, the wind was a bit strong, and sometimes at the breakdown points they killed our ball, and we must work on the breakdown points.
With the East Rand clubs playing under lights on Thursday, refreshed Centurion were the only Gauteng team from Pool C in action over the weekend as they travel down to the Western Cape. Stunning Wellington the town, Pelican Park the venue where Roses United were waiting in anticipation.
Roses United, one of the proudest clubs in the Boland area. Proud history, established in the year 2000 from 2 clubs, that was Rosebuds and Roslands. And from this club we won the league in the past 13 years, we won the league 6 times. We're in it to win it, not to partake and make up the numbers. We want to win this Community Cup, we want to go to George.
Both sides were unbeaten heading into the showdown, and victory for the home side would secure qualification. After penalty misses from both kickers, the home faithful had to wait until the 24th minute for the first points. Calvin Fixter benefiting from an efficient maul. When Keenan Abrams was yellow carded, Centurion took advantage with a try from Christian Berger and a conversion from Stephen Moore to take a 7-5 lead. However, Roses showed what they are capable of with ball in hand. More than half the side were involved, as 8th man Thurlow Marsh was sent over in the right-hand corner. Ryan Julies added the extra 2 from the sideline for a 5-point half-time advantage. Immediately after the break, Berger was at it again. After receiving the ball from Stanley Twinham, the outside centre broke out from the 50-metre line. He bobbed and weaved his way to a double, with a little help from some suspect defending. Moore tapped over the easy conversion to take a 14-12 lead. But the Boerland champions are difficult to contain, and Tian Ramat, Julies and Langer Fortuin send Marsh over for his second. The fullback slotted a cracking conversion and was involved again when Roses secured their bonus point. Tighthead Abrams picked up superbly from the floor, and Fortuin got his hands through the tackle to release Marsh for his hat-trick. Julies kicked another cracker as the home side shot out to a 26-17 lead. Twynham slotted a Francois Steyn-like bomb from 60 metres to cut the deficit to 3 points following Moor's second penalty. Roses spurned a number of goalable kicks and the Blue Bulls reps absorbed the pressure. The inevitable penalty was awarded and Twynham knocked it over with ease as the pulsating encounter ended in a 26-all draw. Roses moved 6 points clear at the top of the pool and have 1.5 feet in George.
What a tough game. You know, we worked hard. I think, about ball possession, when we lost it, they scored off it. And we knew it beforehand that we had to keep the ball. So obviously, the times when we lost that possession, obviously they scored.
I think the boys pulled through. We showed determination, we showed guts at the end. But we take the 3 points and we stay our position top of the log.
Down the road in Malmesbury, Westbank welcomed Hamiltons, who made the short trip from Cape Town. Both clubs were playing their second matches, but had experienced contrasting fortunes in their openers. The province reps were the undoubted favourites after easily beating Sishen, while the Boerland Wildcards had lost to Shumba Feros in round 1.
Really chuffed to get off to a good start and get those 5 points on the log. We picked up 1 or 2 niggles after Saturday, so we've made 2 forced changes. But outside of that, we have to have a look at what the depth of the squad is anyway, and hopefully the boys that come in today will slot in and perform the way they should.
Vandaag game is baie belangrijk voor ons. As ons die vandag maak het, dan as ons soos sê uit die kompetisie uit, so ons definitief sal ons moet met vandag ook nie onhandelbaar.
The Gold Cup was in attendance alongside a large contingent of home supporters. The visitors were 7-0 up after 7 minutes after they utilised their powerful scrum to drive the home side over their own line. 8th man Jody Birch controlled the ball at the back, picked it up and fell over, before Shane Wallander converted. Tian Fick was yellow carded and Hammies were forced to shut up shop. But after being restored to their full complement, they displayed quick hands in their own 22 to send Ivan Bartels down the left. The replacement scored his second in 2 weeks as the visitors went into half-time with a 12-0 lead. Craig Pfeiffer added a third shortly thereafter. Charlie Purden, Neil Cleghorn and Jean-Ray Duplessis sending the left winger over. The home side were awarded a penalty try to cut the deficit to 10 points, but their joy was short-lived as Cleghorn charged through untouched for the bonus point. Their fifth also came courtesy of a line-out. 1 minute after joining the fray, Tapiwa Tomondo benefited from an unstoppable maul. The game out of sight for Westbank at 27-7. The home side, however, did pull one back when Pierre Cronier's attempted clearance from the kickoff was charged down by Joaquin Rutherford, who followed up to score the touchdown. Somondo gave his coach something to think about when selecting his starting 15 for the match against Feros. After picking up from the base, he brushed off defenders at will for his second of the afternoon. In the dying stages, Hamilton's put the icing on the cake. Cleghorn made the hard yards and popped it back for Gareth Rowe, who failed to control it, but Cronier was there to hand it off to Kudu Buerta. The replacement galloped towards the line but was brought down metres short. Abraham Winter picked up the pieces to score their 7th and complete a dominant 41-12 triumph.
Ek is baie trots op die manier hoe die ouens speel. Dit is hard, maar die ouens is bereid om te veg tot op die einde. En dit is een van die sterke karakters. En ongelukkig het ons mense taamlik in getalle was we vandag het. Ons ook hulle bietjie teleurgestel want is wel moeilik as Westbank verloor vir al op sy tuisveld.
It's 2 out of 2, so we're happy. There's still a lot of work that we've got to do. Happy with the forwards. They're exceptionally in the line-outs, especially scrums as well. A little bit of the breakdown I'm not happy about. Got to work harder there, give the back line proper ball there. Otherwise, happy with the forwards. I think they stood their ground and happy that we've got the 5.
We swapped the Western Cape for the Northern Cape as Shumba Feros travelled 710 kilometres from Mpumalanga to Katu. The Pumas champions were looking to get their campaign back on track following their Week 2 loss to Rustenburg Impala, while nothing short of victory would be sufficient for a Weng Wilman session. The visitors opened the scoring to the boot of Dewald Pieters, but superb handling from the Sishen backline sent fullback Andries Bloem over in the corner. He would convert his own try from the sideline. An 8-9 move from the back of the scrum resulted in a touchdown on the other side of the field for all Green Titis. Following MC Boertes' try for Feros, Pieter van Aarde was there to clean up after a messy line-out, and the loose head finished off for the Griquas champions. Tommy Collins scored a second for Feros after looping around his fellow centre Pieters, before Bloem kicked his first penalty. (2015) to the hosts and all to play for in the second half. Jamie Swichelaar secured the bonus point in the 48th, and a Feros comeback became very unlikely when Ruan Grobler was bundled over after a well-constructed line-out and maul. 32-15 with just over 20 minutes left. Feros' fightback came too late, and despite a second from Boertes and one for Henson and Gorzel, Sishen held on for a 35-29 win.
All credit to Buta and his team for sticking to their game plan. We knew exactly how they're going to play and we couldn't counter it. I think back to the drawing board first for this last week of the Community Cup. The main thing is, if we could, last week we played one half of brilliant rugby, this week we played 50 minutes of brilliant rugby at the end of the game. And if we could put that together and look a little bit on decisions going on the field against us today, it would be a lot better next week. Hamilton today will have a game on their hand next week.
I'm very happy. We're the monkeys off our back now. So it's our first win in the Community Cup, and we're happy. We can only look forward from here.
From the Northern Cape to the Northern Free State, where Eagle Towing Rovers were seeking a first win in 2014, while Roodepoort were aiming to make it 3 out of 3 to secure another trip to the Easter Championships. It was the Griffins champions versus the Golden Lions representatives in Welkom. For the first time this season, a half-win trialist, a penalty each from Chanley Williams and Pieter Strydom, as well as a drop goal from Spyker Esterhuizen, giving the visitors a 6-3 lead at the break. Following another 2 3-pointers from Williams, his opposite number made the decision that it was about time that someone breached the defence. He converted his own try to pull within 2. 2 minutes later, however, they would take the lead for the first time. Wynand Venter cleared from the base, and Stradom's quick hands released LC van Tonder, who barged through and galloped upfield from just outside his 22. The number 8 handed it off to fellow loose forward Wayne Ludick, who passed it back inside to Robbie Ntansana. The number 10 tapped over the conversion, but Williams slotted another penalty, reducing the deficit to 2 points. That quickly became an advantage when Esterhuizen and Junior Gray handed Jesse Geyer an easy 5-pointer. The seesaw affair continued to entertain. Strydom was running the show as a good fly half should, and his inside pass to Andries Creer gave the hooker time to change direction to Sean Nieuwenhuizen. Conversion over 24-20. The lead changed hands again when Jean Shaw went over from a maul. 3-point advantage after Williams' conversion. The Rovers' 8-7 combination were at it again when Van Tonder sent Ludick over for their bonus point. Strydom slotted his 5th kick of the afternoon to give his side a 4-point advantage with 5 minutes to play. Welkom hearts were broken when Shaw scored his 2nd in identical fashion. Williams added the extra 2 and his 5th penalty of the afternoon to secure a tough 37-31 victory, and with it a place in the knockout stages.
I think we could have spread it a little bit wider and let the big forwards work a little bit harder, but like I said, congrats to them. They kept the structure and they played us in front and we couldn't man up.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough coming out here. Probably not as tough as it was. I've got to give credit to Rovers. They really came hard at us. Had we given them more respect in the beginning, I think we would have performed better. I just want to congratulate my side for showing character. We had our backs up against the wall, and they really dug in deep, and it shows that we've got a good side that can come back from this.
Confirming your results, Dispatch and Old Boys maintained their unbeaten records, while Roodepoort and College Rovers did likewise in Pool B. Roses United and Centurion are also unbeaten, with their draw a fair result between two good teams. Hamilton's and Rustenburg Impala make up the 8 clubs who are yet to lose a match. It would take a series of cataclysmic events for Dispatch not to qualify from Pool A, but in reality they might as well set their sights on the knockout rounds. After qualifying for George, Roodepoort will have their sights set on top spot in Pool B, but College Rovers will certainly have something to say about that. The draw in Wellington delayed the inevitable for Roses, while it will be a fight to the death between Centurion and Brakpan for the remaining spot in Pool C. Hamilton's and Rustenburg are head and shoulders above the rest in Pool D and shouldn't experience too many issues in progressing to the Easter champs. On Saturday, Old Boys and College Rovers will be seeking their third victories, while Dispatch will also go through once Barbarians have been eliminated. The same applies for Hammies and Rustenburg, while wins for Centurion and Brakpan will set up a winner-takes-all affair in the final week of pool play. That's it for this week's edition. Don't forget to go down and support your working class heroes at a local rugby club this weekend. For more information on South Africa's premier club rugby tournament, log on to sarugby.co.za and also follow us on Twitter at SA Club Rugby.